What's happening?
Found stuff from the hotel in the sand.
Take one.
Old is about a family that goes on this vacation and they end up on this secluded beach with a few other people, and strange things start to occur. They end up realizing that they may spend their entire lives in one day on this beach. When I'm directing actors, I often tell them that the one thing you can't do in the movie is have self-pity. You should have some form of agency in this situation. Your mind is figuring out a way out, even if you're choosing the wrong thing to do.
Wake up! Wake up!
How can you find sanity as you're losing your mind? What are the things that you say to yourself, and how can you take care of yourself when you're fighting to keep sane in an impossible situation? And those colors seem to work really, really well in movies when you do that.
Technically, it's been more than 5 minutes.
Whatever we see in the movie, the characters we see, I'm asking you to identify with them. That's what happens. And now we're taking steps in that movement with immigrants as well. So you're seeing a Mexican father at the center of the thing, and you're rooting for him, and his family. Making you identify with people that don't look or sound like you is a critical thing.
I don't know! You're lying! And action!
I prefer all of us, when we're making something, to feel the ephemeral nature of what we're doing, how precious it is that we're capturing something unique that can only be captured at that one moment. I don't like the feeling that happens with digital where you can just shoot forever and ever and ever. It was for the right reasons. I felt that Old needed to be shot on film to capture the naturalism of that beach, that the chemical process of film was the right way to capture that. So it was worth taking that risk, that calculated risk. I have to be careful that I'm not becoming like a risk junkie, like where I have to, jump off cliffs and things to feel alive. But I do enjoy the no net quality of filmmaking. It's a finite amount of footage. It's precarious. It's going through a gate. It's hot outside. It has to be loaded. Everyone, when we say go, there's very limited amount. It's a raw negative that has to be flown back to the United States to get developed. All of this makes you feel it's rare and precious what we're doing here. And I think we all felt that, especially making this movie during the pandemic. We felt very lucky. I was nervous. We had plan B, plan C, plan D in the event that the pandemic hit, and there's only 2 labs in the United States that do this now. And if they shut down for the pandemic reasons, we were gonna go to Rome, I think, to go to a lab there. If that shut down, what would we do? We would have to keep it in a storage until the pandemic. It's frightening. It was frightening how we weren't in control of those factors. So we took a calculated risk, and I think if you're taking risks for the right reasons, regardless if it works out or not, at least you can live with yourself that you know why you did it for the right reasons.
What happened to her? The body has decomposed.
How quickly can that happen?
7 years.
We had some difficult times and some miraculous times with regard to the weather and nature. As we were making the sets, there was a hurricane, and the hurricane destroyed the sets. And it was a very demoralizing moment, especially because I pay for my own movies. This was a very scary moment, knowing that it could happen again, and that we really are at the mercy. Is it insane to just do this again in hurricane season? Then the miracle part of the nature was that we needed the weather to be beautiful for this 40-day stretch, and it was incredibly beautiful for those days. And we were shooting 6 days out of 7. And on the 7th day, almost every Sunday, it rained all day long. And it was amazing how it just allowed us to keep shooting. And it really felt like we were being allowed to shoot here, not that it was a guarantee. So every day that I came home, I felt this feeling of being so grateful that we were able to shoot that day's footage.